In this video, I want to discuss with you one stock that could potentially make you rich in 2025 and 2026 and beyond. But first, before we can understand why this stock could potentially make you rich, we have to sit here and discuss and break down the reasons which concern geopolitical issues as well as strategic placement in the stock market. So strap in and get ready. Don't skip any part of this video because I'm going to unveil to you the secrets of the stock market and explain to you guys why this strategy works and why this one stock is the answer. And I'm also going to break down for you the uncertainty surrounding geopolitical issues and what winning and successful investors do in times of uncertainty just like this. So don't skip any part of this video. Don't worry about anything else except trying to follow and understand everything I'm about to explain to you. Before we dive into today's video, I've officially launched my ebook, which you can have for pretty much the cost of a cup of coffee. You guys can get it in the link below. It discusses strategies that I've been teaching my Discord and hidden gems and strategies that I have designed that work over the past 10 years in the market. So you guys don't want to miss that. It's only going to be available for a very limited time. And once it's gone, gone forever. It's not like a webinar. It will not return. You guys get one opportunity to buy this ebook and it is very cheap and affordable. Links in the information box below. Click it now. There have been a lot of wars over the past 30 or 40 years. In fact, there's been 74 plus wars in the past 40 years. It's crazy to think about, but it's the truth. And the stock market pretty much behaves the same way every single time. And when you look over all of the data from the past 40 years, you will see typically that it's pretty much the same behavior. Stocks dip for the first 10 to 20 days, sometimes a month. It'll be anywhere from 6 to 10% overall. And then the remaining 11 months that year, the stocks work their way back up and reach all-time highs. And this is pretty much indicative of almost every war, if not every war in history. Now, there are a lot of people that are maybe new to investing or maybe been investing for quite some time, and you think that maybe it's a great idea to buy crude oil or to buy energies. And you can see that energies typically spike in the first few days or weeks of a war, and they start to plateau out. When you go back and look at Ukraine and you see what happened when Russia invaded Ukraine, crude oil was up, and about 8-9 months later in October of 2022, crude oil was flat, and it goes the same way pretty much every single time. When you also look at other sectors like defense stocks, they spike slightly and then they flatten out. Pretty much where your options lie are ETFs like QQQ and SPY, more specifically in SPY. And then your second option would be to invest in stocks that are likely to have significant growth in the following years. When we look back at the Russia-Ukraine war and before that, Nvidia was at like $300, dropped to 100 and something dollars. I think it was like 140, 150-ish. And then it ran to over $500 within a year. Tech stocks take a beating during a war. We saw it multiple times, and most recently during the tariff scare, as well as last August. The tech sector got beat down. Meta went to 480. AMD went to 85. Nvidia went to like 95. Now Nvidia's like 140 plus. AMD is almost 130. And when we look at Meta, it's back to the 700 range again. So tech stocks get beat up, but then they recover. Let's take the most recent time, which is just 3 months ago, and think about what the tariff war, which is not even really a physical war, it's a financial war. Look what happened. Google, AMD, Nvidia, Tesla, Microsoft, Meta got beat down and they all recovered. These are stocks that you want to invest in times of uncertainty and geopolitical issues like this. However, when we look back at this previous tariff war, which is a financial war, not a physical war, we have one specific stock that didn't get beat down, that did very, very well. This stock is 50% commercial and 50% tech, also 50% government contracts, as well as has defense. So it has the rebound of the tech sector, but also has the solid ground of a defense and government stock. And it's going to flourish no matter what, no matter geopolitical issues, war, or if none of these issues happen. It's going to flourish either way. 50% government, 50% commercial. I've been telling you about this for over a year. The stock that you want to really be looking at in your portfolio for 2025 that could potentially make you rich, especially in times of geopolitical issues, is none other than Palantir. Let's take a look at Palantir. I want to explain to you guys, this stock has the potential to reach $200 this year. I do believe, aside from the geopolitical issues, it's slightly overvalued at its current price, but the fact that we're baking in the AIP, the future growth analysis ratings, and the fact that the stock is completely overweight, which is good. And when we look at future guidance being potentially baked in, geopolitical issues, we have analysis upgrades and buy ratings constantly and a higher price target every other week, it seems, and these big contracts coming in from the government. Palantir is definitely a stock long-term that you want to think about adding to your portfolio. And not only that, this stock could turn regular investors potentially into millionaires. Now, it depends on how much you invest in the stock. It depends on what your average price is. You know, this is all going to be factored in, but this stock could potentially 3x or 4x in the next 1 to 3 years, depending on geopolitical tensions and issues. It's very important to understand that. When we look at what happened with Nvidia, when it dropped to 130, 140 range, then ran to 500, then higher, then a forward split back down to like $70 or $80, which was pretty recently as of last year, we can see that there's potentially a 4 to 8x return on the table following that same formula for Palantir. So that means that a $50,000 investment in a Palantir could eventually turn into $200,000 or $300,000. And when I say eventually, really mean in the next 1 to 3 years, depending on geopolitical issues. And Palantir has the strength to do it with their AIP, as it's the strongest tech platform for defense and commercial use out there right now. And the analyst ratings keep going up on this stock, and it keeps growing, and it's in an upward trend, breaking the previous ceiling and resistance, which now means the floor for Palantir is right here, which is between 122 and 130. This is kind of like the floor now. When we look at this, we can see that if I was looking to gauge my new AVP, because this is my old one, I would be looking seriously between 110 and 130. This $20 range would be the AVP, even in here. So the 120, 125 range would actually be a pretty good price for Palantir, unless of course there's some type of issue with the company, but there hasn't been, and it doesn't look like there would be in the near future. We do have earnings coming up on August 11th, and they've consistently beat earnings. They have a great team, great company, awesome CEO, and they have a nice balance between government and commercial contracts. So essentially, this stock is poised to run, and with geopolitical issues, it would not surprise me at all. In fact, based on history, that this could happen in the next 6 months to a year. And the history and the data is knowledge, which is power. And we can see this is what's continued to happen every time there's geopolitical tensions. Tech stocks dip and then they run, and there's a buying opportunity. And if you buy at the right times and use time plus good stocks and strategies equals money in the market. So this could be a gold mine for you to make money and to make wealth by investing at the right time. Every single time, including the most recent tariff issue, after the dip, everything runs. I told you guys to buy Nvidia, AMD, Wayfair, Microsoft, Google, Meta, all of these stocks I explained you guys to buy previously when we had this big tariff scare in March. All of these stocks ran. from May 2nd to the end of May, everything was running. And I told you guys, based on dark pool data, that all of the bearish sentiment was dissolving and the block and sweep orders were coming in bullish for the first week of May. And on May 2nd, the stock market ran. And as of right now, every one of those stocks that I told you guys back in February, March would run and make money printed for myself as well as Discord members. As you can see the profits right there on the screen. If you guys want to learn some of my strategies for the first time ever, the link to buy my ebook is in the information box below. First time ever, very limited time on this ebook. When it's gone forever. It's never coming back. It's not like a webinar, never doing it again. It's basically the cost of a cup of coffee, and the link is in the information box below. Don't miss out. Grab that ebook and learn some of my inside secrets and trading strategies to help you turn your losses into wins. And this is what I am teaching my students in Discord. Time plus good stocks and good strategy, knowledge equals money. This right here is ultimately the play that you want to make in your portfolio, especially if there's geopolitical issues. If there's issues with Russia and Ukraine that continue to go on, if Taiwan and China have their issues, and Iran has its issues with the United States, Israel, and this goes on for some time, it benefits Palantir. These things stop happening, they work out, and everything goes away, and the tariffs get better, then Palantir probably does as good anyway, and maybe even better. This company is poised to run, and there's a lot of strength in Palantir. So if I were you, I would consider adding some Palantir to your portfolio. There are rules to follow. You don't want to over leverage and put all of your eggs in one basket. If history dictates anything that is going to happen in the future based on data, with all of the issues going on, Palantir could potentially be the stock to make millionaires in the coming 1 to 3 years. And the earlier you start, the cheaper the price you get, and the better the gains you will see. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will catch all of you on the next video. My new official ebook, very limited time, links in the information box below. When it's gone forever. Ebook is never coming back. Check out the ebook in the link below and learn my secrets of trading in the market. That link's below. I'll catch you guys in the next video or upload. Take care of yourselves, fam.